You're working for Riddler.
What? You're crazy! Batman's gone crazy, guys!
What are you doing, Batman? Back off!
Stand down, Batman!
I don't know what he's talking about, guys.
Are you sure?
Okay, okay! I do favors for Enigma. Tell him when Gordon's on his trail. Stick those dumb trophies of his around the place. That kind of stuff. But that's it, really. I'm not such a bad guy. I swear.
I don't care.
Hey! You can't throw me in here. I'm a cop!
Not anymore.
Batman, buddy, you got this all wrong. I'm a triple agent. I wasn't working for Riddler. I just wanted him to think I was working for him while I fed him bad intel. But, look, Batman, no hard feelings. In your position, I'd have probably done the same thing. Can't be too careful, right? So, you can let me out now, okay?
You did it, Batman. Way to go.
Mr. Dent is back in custody.
I'm going to investigate the body I found overlooking Divinity Churchyard. There's a killer at large. He must be stopped.
What the? It's the bat! He's tailing us! Put your foot down! Go! You know, I don't think I've ever killed a firefighter before. Really? That surprises me. Lex Luthor's got a building somewhere around here, right? Yeah, over by the plaza. You know, there's rumors he might have put some money into this. That ain't hard to imagine. He's had his eyes on this city for a while. If he gets rid of Batman, he's still got Bruce Wayne to worry about. Ooh, terrifying. You're supposed to stop us! Batman! Pathetic!
should find the commander's controller and shut this checkpoint down. Alfred, I found a mutilated body, but this isn't the one Cash told me about. I'm going to try and establish a cause of death. Blood tests reveal the cause of death was an overdose of painkillers leading to cardiac arrest. Also, the victim's fingerprints have been burned off with acid.
A rather unsavory demise.
That's not all. It's as though the subject's DNA has been corrupted somehow. There's insufficient information for me to cross-reference the database. I'll have to use the deep tissue scanner to analyze the body for distinguishing features and determine the victim's identity.
Right you are, sir.
The position of this scar indicates the victim underwent surgery to remove one of their kidneys. This wound is relatively fresh, inflicted while the victim was still alive. Abrasion to the epidermal layers confirms the somewhat crude removal of a tattoo. A plate made of tantalum, used here for a cranial fracture, most probably the result of a boxing accident. The victim's callous knuckles would only be acquired by a professional fighter. Montgomery.
It appears the kidney was donated to a twin sister who unfortunately died. This seems to have been the catalyst for her boxing pursuits, and hence the cranial injury. She went missing in Huntsville, Alabama.
What's unusual is that they didn't go missing in Gotham. They were brought here and killed. Why? We need to track down whoever did this.
Might I suggest keeping an ear out for any more of that ghastly opera music? It sounds ominously like a calling card.
Someone killed, mutilated, and posed a body on Merchant Bridge. If I'm going to stop them, I need to investigate the crime scene for clues.
Oh man, it's him! Don't worry, he ain't catching us!
Alfred, I found another body. The mutilation pattern looks to be identical to the previous murder victim.
Then it appears Gotham does indeed have a serial killer in its midst. And here I was thinking this evening couldn't get any worse.
I'm going to scan the body for unique identifiers.
Deformity on the left ear. Looks like a result of minor ear agenesis, a birth defect. A wedding ring in the lower intestine. The inscription reads, Ophelia. The victim had a hip replacement. Scar tissue hasn't fully healed, so it must have been recent.
Alfred, the victim's name is Anthony Lund. Hospital records show he suffered with alcoholism, most probably brought on by the breakdown of his marriage. The name on the ring, Ophelia, his ex-wife. He was last seen in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Another person taken from outside the Gotham area.
A significant detail, sir.
So are these words written beside the bodies. Try and find a connection between the two victims I've found, Alfred. There has to be something linking them together.
I'll try my best, sir.
This op must cost more than what some countries spend in a year.
The killer is mutilating and posing his victims and then putting them on display.
He left op...
Yeah, I fought Batman once. Broke my arm in 3 places.
Abducting people and mutilating their bodies. I'm going to find this killer, Alfred.
I think his penchant for opera is a...
Abducting people, stripping away their identity, killing them. This man's deranged. He needs to be stopped.
Following the source of the opera music has proved fruitful so far this evening, sir. I suggest you continue.
Have you heard about this crazy preacher guy? Between Riddler and Scarecrow on those billboards, I'm kinda hoping for a power outage.
Alfred, we can add a third victim to the list.
This is becoming rather ghastly, sir. It brings to mind a spate of murders at the beginning of your career. It was Halloween then, if I'm not mistaken. Turned out to be rather a long one, if I recall.
I'm going to try and identify the body.
You think it's safe being out here again?
Scar tissue on the upper arm. I recognize the pattern. 20 years ago, this was a badge of honor among inmates at Blackgate Penitentiary. A small group of racketeers known as the Bloodhaven Six.
Remnants of a pacemaker fitted through the right ventricle. If I cross-reference the manufacturer with the pacing method, it will help to narrow the search.
Clear signs of bone deformation on the victim's knee. Joint line sclerosis points to juvenile arthritis, a rare and debilitating condition.
Alfred, I've ID'd the victim as Franklin Accardo.
His records are a litany of drug-related offenses, sir. In and out of prison from an early age. He was serving a 20-year sentence at Blackgate before being released early on grounds of ill health due to a heart condition. He moved to Little Rock, Arkansas, which is where he was reported missing.
That's 3 victims, all of them abducted in various places around the country. Keep looking for a connection, Alfred.
Right you are, sir.
The writing by the bodies suggests the killer has a higher purpose. It's as if these weren't good enough for what he has in mind.
Do you think there are other victims?
Yes, and I don't know what he has planned for them.
Scarecrow's already now. Like a little bureaucratic separation between me and the evil mastermind. Stop! What I think it is? Right, man. Stop on it! Jeez, he's coming after us! For it! Come on, get us out of here! That thing will find us! Move! I'm going! What's the bat doing here? Have you seen Batman's car? It turns into a tank. Where the hell does he get that stuff? Well, it's obvious. He's government funded. Really? I bet my life on it, friend. Think about it. Gotham City is...
Alfred, I found a 4th victim.
Highly regrettable, Master Bruce. All we can do is hope this body yields some clues as to the killer's identity.
An irregularity on the victim's chest. It appears to be a birthmark, quite distinctive. There's a bullet lodged deep in the upper bicep. This type of ammunition is predominantly used with a hunting rifle that hasn't been manufactured in over a decade.
That piece of evidence has been identified. I need to keep looking.
The left foot is missing several toes. The site of amputation suggests the removal of non-viable tissue in the treatment of frostbite.
Alfred, I've ID'd the victim as Robert Kincaid.
He was a microbiologist who worked for Stag Enterprises. Many believe the shooting was connected to Kincaid's knowledge of controversial research, although that remains unverified. He took a teaching post in Atlanta, which is where he was reported missing.
Have you found anything linking the victims?
I can find no personal or professional links between the victims, but they each went missing near state parks or playing fields.
Try and find anything connecting those places.
Of course, sir. I'll look into it.
There's a killer out there, Alfred. He must pay for... what he's done.
The opera music seems as though it's all part of this sick game, sir. It's a clue we ignore at our peril.
We'll tear him apart. I saw a body chained to a wall earlier. This town's better off. Nice driving, idiot! He's right there!
Talk! Don't make me crack your skull and look for the answers inside.
I'll talk.
The right choice.
Chances are we're not gonna even see him. Lucky for him. Damn straight. I've been itching to use all our training on the bat. So if the bat beats Scarecrow, we still get paid, right?
Alfred, I found a fifth victim.
I feared you would, sir.
That particular type of bleaching to the pigmentation of the skin denotes a chemical burn, most likely a chlorine-based substance. Tracheal surgery to remove a cancerous growth has resulted in the victim being fitted with a voice box. The victim suffered a rare genetic disorder, causing them to have 6 fingers on one hand. Alfred, the victim's name is Allison Weers.
She was an engineer employed at Ace Chemicals. That would certainly explain some of her ailments. She moved into a retirement home in Bloodhaven several years ago. Their grounds are adjacent to a large park.
Do the details of the disappearance match with the others?
They do indeed, sir. Also, your request to cross-reference the parks and playing fields has proved fruitful. I've come across some leasing documentation that appears to have been falsified. Someone is attempting to cover their tracks.
Find out anything you can, Alfred. We couldn't have done anything to prevent these deaths, but we can still save others.
There he is! Get him!
What with you, man? This is crazy.
Hack initiated, sir. Enemy forces incoming, sir. Expect stiff resistance.
Found him!
payload is exposed, I can use the power winch to trigger a controlled explosion. 2 bombs left. No one holds Gotham hostage.
Well, no one gets away with it, sir.
Never send a bunch of tin cans to do one assassin's job. The Knight gets another shot at the bat, and he blows it. I can't believe I looked up to that guy. If we catch the bat, no reason we can't have a little fun before we hand him over. Back up! It's the bat! Try! Try! Come on, he's getting away! Keep after him! Run! Get away from him! So I tried one of those question mark games they have around here. Pretty fun. Couldn't do it, though. Guys, this might sound crazy, but I'm pretty sure I just saw a robot walking around out here. Yeah, your average chump gets gassed. It's all panic, mania, fight or flight, right? But some people see hallucinations, get weird flashbacks, all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm glad we were underground. It's Batman! He's got a friggin' tank! Get us out of here! To be honest, I'm glad we're behind these barriers. It's open season out there. Don't worry, all non-militia personnel. Perimeter breach! It's Batman! You get to meet him. Gotham Knight took off. Just another cocky pretender.
Alfred, I've discovered another body.
6 victims, Master Bruce. When will this nightmare end?
I've seen that pattern of scar tissue before. It's a bite mark. Analyzing its radius points to a species of Selachomorpha. This particular variety of shark is only found in the waters off the coast of North Gotham. The victim is fitted with an ocular prosthesis. This specific type of medical-grade acrylic was used only once during a trial 5 years ago. Signs of trauma to the upper arm. At some point, titanium screws have been implanted to repair a fractured humerus. Alfred, the victim's name is Lisa Mendez.
She had quite a troubled upbringing, sir. Orphaned age 9, foster homes, drug abuse. She developed a talent for surfing, hence the shark attack. Tragically, it's also how she lost her boyfriend. She was working for a Christian charity in Tucson, Arizona, when she went missing.
Cross-reference this with the others. See if it fits.
It does indeed, sir. Sending you the information now.
The Circus of Strange. Its route recently took it through all the locations where the victims went missing. Get me a list of associated names.
The circus is run by a rather suspicious fellow named Laszlo Valentin.
Search for any properties owned or leased by the suspect.
Records show Mr. Valentin used to lease a beauty salon here in Gotham, but the lease expired shortly before construction began on Wayne International Plaza.
Send through the location. It's time to end this.
Man comes through here. He's dead. He's in his car! Run!
Laszlo Valentin. He's killed 6 people, Alfred, but no.
Oh, crap! It's Batman! Get us out of here!